Hi, welcome to the Healing Journey. My name's Chanin. I'm a licensed massage therapist, a certified master teacher of Reiki, a clinical herbalist, and a certified cryotherapist. And today we are going to talk about essential oils and aromatherapy. This is trending all over the place. Everybody's using them, everybody's selling them, has them. But we need to know some truths about them. We need to know some myths about them. We have to learn to use them safely. I have been working with aromatherapy for over 30 years, and so I'm here to tell you some of the things I have found over those 30 years about essential oils and about aromatherapy and how to use them effectively and efficiently and as safely as possible. So a lot of times people will say aromatherapy or essential oils, just the smell of them makes me feel better, reduces my stress, keeps me calm, and just makes me happier. And there's even blends that some companies sell that promotes health or promotes happiness or promotes sleep, whatever. And this does work. They are true claims. It really can do this. And that's the great thing about essential oils. So before we go too far into why we have to be careful and what makes them work, let's talk a little bit about what aromatherapy is. So Merriam-Webster's definition is the inhalation or bodily application of fragrant essential oils for therapeutic purposes. So I want you to listen to that again. Inhalation and bodily application of fragrant essential oils for therapeutic purposes. So in through the nose or on the skin. That is by definition how you use essential oils for therapeutic purposes. They are used to enhance your well-being through scent, more so than through application. It's the application on the skin that allows you to continuously smell it that creates this feeling of well-being, promotes sleep, and helps with just feeling happier. It's not necessarily being on the skin, it's the continuous scent being infiltrated into your nose. So the Cleveland Clinic, to show that I actually am using some scientific proof on this, the Cleveland Clinic explains how essential oils and aromatherapy works. The scent molecules of the essential oils stimulate your nervous system and trigger responses in the brain and the body. So it goes in through your nose to your olfactory receptors, which are connected straight to your brain. And this is how it works. These olfactory receptors that connect to the brain are specifically connected to areas of mood, where we feel anxiety and stress, where we have sleep issues. This is where they work. This is why smelling an essential oil works with promoting sleep, promoting health, making us happier. It fits in with the mood. Those receptors go straight to mood areas of the brain. So yeah, using essential oils is literally as simple as breathing them in. That's all you need to do to make them work. And that's how aromatherapy works. You breathe it in. Now, let's talk a little bit about what aromatherapy can help. Because obviously, if you're breathing it in, it should help those emotional and mental facilities of our body work better or feel better, such as increased serotonin, increased dopamine, increase our endorphins, which reduces stress, makes us feel better, helps us sleep, helps with digestion. So all that stuff is great. But breathing in these essential oils and doing the aromatherapy as you breathe it in can also help your body physically. It can help reduce headaches. It can help reduce joint pain and body pain. It can help with menstrual cramps. Pretty much it can help with all different kinds of pain, chronic pain and acute pain. It doesn't have to be on the skin. You just have to breathe it in. Now, I'm not saying putting it on the skin is not going to help, but definitely breathing it in is where you're getting the therapeutic part of it, the aromatherapy part of it. So the essential oils have technically been used for thousands of years, and they were used in traditional Chinese medicine and Ayurvedic medicine. They are still practiced today in complementary and alternative medicines. A lot of places like spas and wellness centers, we use it at the Healing Storm in all the rooms, down the halls, in the waiting room, it's all over to help calm and find peace while you're in our space. So this is something that obviously has been effective and has shown to be effective for thousands of years and continues to show to be effective. And that's why aromatherapy is really important to everybody at home, in the office, wherever. But you have to make sure you're getting good oils. You have to make sure you're not falling into trends and ignoring the risks of using essential oils. So that's what this next part is going to be about, more about what you need to look for, how you need to use essential oils and aromatherapy to be safe and use it to the best of its ability. The first thing I want to talk about is the type of oils you get. You want to get pure plant oils. The chemical oils that you can get at some stores are not the same. The olfactory receptors will smell it, but it's the plant essential oils that have extra pieces in them from the plant that is what is giving you the therapeutic purpose and the therapeutic results. So yeah, you can go to the store and get synthetic vanilla and it's going to smell like vanilla or lavender. But if you want the therapeutic piece to it, you have to get pure essential oil from a plant. Unfortunately, it is a little pricier, but it's well worth it because you use less in the long run than you would the synthetic one. Where I work at the Healing Storm, Holistic Wellness, we have organic, pure plant essential oils, and that's what we use in all of our products. That's what we use in all of our diffusers, only because I know that's what's going to be the best therapeutically. Plus, if they add chemicals to it or water it down, it's going to change how it works. There are companies out there that, to make sure that they get the most profit, will add water to the oil, or they'll add chemicals or fillers. There's lots of lawsuits out there with different companies that have done stuff like this. Then they fix things and it goes away and, they do better, but there's still a lot of companies out there that do it. So do your research when you're looking for essential oils. Do your research. Find a company that uses the whole plant when they're doing the essential oils and doesn't necessarily have to be organic. I totally get not everybody can find organic or get organic. That's fine. Just make sure it's plant-based and not synthetic or has chemical additives, because that's where it's going to change and it's not going to work as therapeutically and it's not as safe. So I am going to say something here and some people are going to be very upset with me, but it has to be said. I've worked with essential oils for 30 years and this is what I was taught and this is what I still believe and this is what the science is proving. Essential oils are not to be ingested. They are not for internal use. External use only, or sniffing it through the olfactory receptors through diffusers. You do not want to ingest essential oils. Remember that definition at the very beginning said inhalation and topically on the skin through skin absorption. The fact of the matter is that essential oils are natural, but they are not as safe as people say they are just because they're natural. Many can be toxic, can cause vomiting, can cause other bodily issues. And this is why a lot of times we say don't ingest it. If you want the flavor of rosemary, get some dried rosemary at the grocery store. If you want oregano, get some oregano, put that on your food. Do not put essential oils on your food, in your drinks. It's not there for flavoring and it should not be ingested. The benefits come through the scent mainly. Can come a little bit through skin absorption, but it's mainly, if you're putting the essential oils here, you're getting whiffs of it all day. Think about if you're wearing perfume or cologne. You smell it all day. That's where we're getting the therapeutic benefit of the essential oils. It's not ingesting them. If somebody tells you to ingest essential oils or that it's totally safe, ask them for scientific proof. They cannot give it to you because it's not out there. In fact, most of it says don't ingest. So use the actual plant if you want flavor. Use lemon if you want lemon juice. Do not use essential oils. They're not to be ingested.
Sponsored by Taco Bar in Frederick and Gaithersburg and Taquito in Hagerstown. Taco Bar is in West Point Plaza off Route 40 in Frederick and at 3 Russell Avenue in Gaithersburg. And Taquito is at 812 Frederick Street in Hagerstown. Taquito offers the same great quality food with a drive-through experience. TacoBar1.com or Taquito by TacoBar.com. Frederick's changing fast. New restaurants, big projects, community debates. Don't hear about it a week later on Facebook. Wake up with Danny Gurry on Good Morning Frederick, the only show that's first with what matters in your backyard. The show airs weekdays at 9 a.m.
Some other safety concerns that people don't talk about enough is allergies. There are people who are allergic to certain essential oils. Maybe they're allergic to cinnamon scents, unless it is a very pure organic scent, and then it's iffy. Maybe they are allergic to tea tree. Maybe they are allergic to lavender. They can be allergic to anything. It's still a plant. They can be allergic to it. So if you're using it in an office or in a place where the public comes in, or someplace where you have clients, you want to make sure on the days that certain people come in, you don't have certain scents. I have a client who is very, very allergic to cinnamon. On the week that client is coming to see one of the therapists, we do not use any essential oils in the whole building that have cinnamon in it. We make sure we're using a different blend that doesn't have that. I have another client who is very allergic, as in anaphylactic shock allergic, to pine. On the weeks she's coming in, we have no pine anywhere in any of the diffusers for that whole week. This is how we make sure our clients stay safe. So if you're in a spot and you're making sure that you're around the public, you want to make sure that you are being conscious of those. I would recommend, if you are in a public space, put what kind of scent you have in the diffuser. Buy it. So number one, if they like it, they can buy it. Number two, if they don't like it, or if they're allergic, they can say, oh, I'm allergic to that, I can't come in today. They have the information that they need to make an intelligent decision of if they're coming in or not. It's protecting you, it's protecting them, it just makes everything better. Another thing most people don't think about is that some essential oils are really bad for people when they're pregnant. One in particular is lavender. Another one is peppermint. You're like, but those are like the best. Yeah, they are really good. But a woman who is pregnant should not be around a diffuser with lavender in it. Lavender oils should not be used, especially on the skin or in product on a client who is pregnant. Lavender can produce uterine contractions, which could create labor. So you got to look into what are you putting into your diffuser, especially if you're around public. So, our clients that come in and we know somebody's coming in for a prenatal, no lavender that week. I mean, that's just how it goes. We want to make sure our clients are safe. Does not mean you can't wear lavender or have lavender around if you're in your home. If you're walking down the street downtown, going to a restaurant or something, and you want to wear lavender or use lavender shampoo, you don't have to worry about everybody around you. But just know, if you have an office and the public comes in like a sales office or something, just make sure you see somebody who's pregnant coming in, turn it off. Turn it back on when they're done. It's as simple as that. It doesn't, as long as it's not in their faces and not right up on them, they're going to be fine. But this is something most companies don't tell you about, most people don't realize, is that there are times when essential oils are not safe for people to be around. Another group of people that need to be considered are people with epilepsy and seizure disorders. Some essential oils, such as rosemary, tansy, fennel, sage, can trigger seizures. They do not trigger seizures as food, so we can use them as spices and all that stuff. That's still great. But as an essential oil in a diffuser, it can cause seizures. So you have to think about that too. It's not something, again, if you wanted to wear a blend that has rosemary in it when you're walking downtown, not a big deal. But if you're someplace, make sure that if you have friends coming over and one has epilepsy, please don't put rosemary in your diffuser. It's just mean. Just do something else. And this is why I say I really hate the when people say, oh, essential oils are always safe. They're not. Used responsibly, they are safe. Used with knowledge, they are safe. But they, just because they're plant-based doesn't mean that they are completely safe. They have to be used responsibly. So, what are some safe guidelines that we can use to either put it on our skin or put it in the diffuser? So, in the diffuser, the best thing to do is use distilled water because there's no extra minerals or chemicals or anything in it. If you can't get distilled water, it's all good, but it's always best to use distilled water. And in about a cup, 8 ounces-ish, you can add 6 drops, 6 to 10 drops. After that, you're making it a little bit too intense. You want to keep it more on the soft set side, not the in your face up against the wall kind of side of scent. So distilled water, and about a cup of distilled water and 6 to 8 drops. If you're using plugins that have the little pads, you can put the blend straight on the pad. Do not get it on your skin. You never put straight essential oils on the skin, but you can put it on the pad and then slip it in the diffuser and plug it into the wall. I love those plugins. They're great. They're non-chemical and they work just as well, if not better, than other kinds of plugins. And then topical use. Lots of us do stuff and we want to put it on ourselves, wear it as perfume. So we definitely can do that, but we have to do it safely and effectively. The best way to do that is to add carrier oil to this whole little formula. So carrier oil could be something like olive oil or avocado oil or castor oil or hemp oil, any of the oils, the jojoba oil. And for every 2 tablespoons, it's 20 drops for an adult. That's a 3% formula. So it's 3% essential oils and 97% carrier oil. That is safe for most adults. For kids, it's different. Kids cannot have that high of a essential oil formula because it can mess with them. Kids can have essential oils around them, on them, but you got to do it safely. So for every 2 tablespoons of a carrier oil, you would use 3 to 6 drops, which is about a half to 1% formula. And that will help you, or help the child, still get the olfactory receptors going, will help them with their mood, with their digestion, with their pain, if that's what it's about. But it's safer at that concentration for them. Never use it straight on the skin. It can cause rashes, it can cause allergic reactions. Always mix it with a carrier oil, and it's always best to use 2 tablespoons because then you get the right formula and the right concentration, and it just turns out to be the most effective way to use it. You also never want to put it in baths because, again, you don't want it straight on the water or straight on the skin, and it will not mix with the water because it's oil. So it will leach to the skin immediately. Plus, it's going to make the bathtub really slippery and you could fall. So it's just not, that's just like waiting for something bad to happen. So don't use it in the bath. The other thing is keep it away from pets. If you have pets in the home, put your diffusers way up high. It's fine if it's in the air, but a lot of people will put their diffusers at face level for the pets because it's sitting on an end table or someplace in the house, and the pets can put their face right up on it. That can hurt the pets. So place it up high, put it on top of a bookshelf, put it out of their reach. Even cats, make sure the cats can't get to it. And then it's perfectly safe for animals. It just can't be in their face. So next thing, let's talk a little bit about how long the oils last. I've already said buy quality plant-based oils. If they're organic, great. If they're not, that's fine. Just make sure they're not cut with water, that they don't have chemicals in them. Make sure they're pure oil. Pure oils will only last on the shelf if they're not in direct light and not in hot places for about 2 years. Yeah, you can put them in the fridge, because I've had other people say, but I put mine in the refrigerator. That makes them last forever. No, that makes them last for about 2.5 years. It doesn't give them that much extra shelf life. So unless you're using a lot of different oils all the time or making things with them, find your favorites, create blends, and just keep small quantities on hand so that you're not throwing stuff out. You don't want to waste the essential oils. They don't work. I mean, they may still smell. They might have a little bit of a afterstint to them if they're old, but they're not going to work as well therapeutically. It's just not worth trying. So 2 years shelf life, and that's in the dark bottles and everything. So yeah, make sure you're throwing them out or using them prior to that. So let's talk just a minute about why some oils are so expensive. Because I know, like rose, a little itty bitty 5 milliliter bottle of rose essential oil can be like $50 or more right now. A little itty 15 milliliter bottle of rose essential oil requires 726,000 rose petals. Think about how many rose bushes you would need to make one 15 milliliter, not even I guess it'd be less than an ounce. 15 milliliter bottle of essential oil, 726,000 petals. This is why essential oils cost more. Sometimes it's great and you can put that out. Sometimes it's not. You can always find essential oils that will work instead of the more expensive ones. You can talk to somebody who does aromatherapy. You can talk to somebody who works with essential oils, and they'll be able to tell you, oh, you can use this instead because it has similar therapeutic properties. So you don't always have to go with that really expensive one, but know that those really expensive ones are expensive because of the way they're processed and what they need to be processed if they're going to be using real plants and not synthetics. So from here, the final takeaway is that yes, essential oils can help your mood, can help your reduce anxiety, can help with digestion, can help you reduce pain, and can help overall well-being. It's a great thing, and they're fun to use, and they smell so great, and it's fun to experiment with them. But do your research. Use them properly. Dilute them before you apply them to your skin. And don't ever ingest them, please. So next time you're using essential oils, keep these things in mind, and that will help ensure you're using them to the best of their ability and keeping you safe. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, subscribe for more content on holistic wellness. Love to hear from you. If you use essential oils in a specific way, we'd love to hear about it. If you're interested in other topics, please drop us a comment. We'll make sure we talk about that at some point, or tell us other things you would like us to discuss. Thank you for being here, for listening, and for choosing to care for yourself. And remember to respect the power of essential oils. They're natural, but they're not harmless. Take care.